sports fans. This is the Dog, your favorite sportscaster. Hopefully I'm your favorite. Here on FingerLakes1.com for another edition of Weber on Sports Express on a rainy Monday morning. Hey, a couple of sports items right off the top. If you're a Mets fan, like my buddy Charlie up in the Deluxe, if you're a Mutts fan, I call them the Mutts. If you're a Mets fan, you think things are bad now, you can't seem to get 500, put a shovel in it, baby. Put a fork in you. The Mutts are not going to do well. Jose Reyes signing a deal with Florida Marlins for $106 million for 6 years. If you're keeping track, that's almost $17 million a year. You lose Reyes from the Mets, they're only going to get worse. So it's going to be a long time before the Mets become even a team that we talk about on this show. Bad news. Hey, if you're a Finger Lakes racetrack fan, today, Monday morning, I'm broadcasting this show or taping this show. The final race card is today, Monday, the 5th of December. Why I bring that up? Well, hopefully you're going to be at the track later and make some money. But John Grabowski, one of the famed jockeys of all time at Finger Lakes, is retiring after today's card. John Grabowski, one of the best, 3,000 victories. And I recall watching Finger Lakes racing on Channel 12, where Grabowski once, I can't remember, a couple years ago, won 5 races in a row. John Grabowski says goodbye after today's card at Finger Lakes Racetrack. Well, can you say epic collapse? Yeah, we're talking about the moron, the Marrone, the librarian, who I've been beating up all year long, saying he's not worthy of being the coach at Syracuse. Oops, they lost 5 in a row. Now they're eliminated from the bowl picture. There's 198 teams playing in the bowls, but Doug Marrone and Syracuse won't be there. Doogie the librarian has a new theory now. His team is inexperienced. Doesn't take any blame for his listless effort as head coach. Now he's asking us to believe that after the West Virginia triumph against 11th ranked Mountaineers way back in October, it seems like an eternity ago, he went to his coaches and said, you know what, the next 5 games, I'm not sure we can win one more to become bowl eligible. And I did some research, as Jim has always asked me to do. Jim Seneca, the president of this, FingerLakes1.com, and he was right, because the next 5 opponents on SU's schedule were LSU, Alabama, Oklahoma State, Baylor, and Wisconsin. There's no way you can win any of those games. Oops, I'm reading the wrong script. Wait a minute, Brad Jones sent me the wrong script. They were going to play Louisville, who finishes 7-5. Louisville lost to Lamar Tech early in the year. They lost to Connecticut, who finishes 5-7. They lost to Duke. They're a horrible team. They lost to South Florida, who, by the way, if you're keeping track, they tied Syracuse dead last in the Big East. These are games you can't win one of them. Now, they should have lost to Cincinnati, even though Cincy's quarterback was out and Cincinnati nailed them at the Dome. I can buy that one as an L for a loss. And they finish up with Pittsburgh, who finishes the year with a resounding 6-6 record. Doug Marrone would have to get 3 new promotions. He'd have to be promoted 3 times to qualify for a complete idiot status. This guy is so out of touch. He's out of touch. The team looks terrible. They have played terrible the last 5 games. Instead of looking in the mirror, realizing he's not the answer at Syracuse, and say goodbye, and let them bring in somebody who has some energy to his voice, energy to his motives. No. And that stupid AD down there, Dr. Dale Gross, you know what he says after the game? Well, I would have liked to get one more win. It would have been nice to go bowl game after bowl game, 2 in a row. He says, but Doug Marrone is our guy. Right, and I'm Donald Trump and got 2 eyes. It's so stupid. Marrone is worthless. Ladies and gentlemen, how about we are looking at potentially history in the making. I was telling Jimmy before the taping of this show, LSU playing for the national title January the 9th against Alabama. You got a chance to see history. They could go down as one of the greatest teams ever in the world of college football. Why do I say that? 8 of their victories came against teams ranked. 4 of their victories came against teams ranked 3rd or better in the country. The closest game LSU has had all year was 3 points as they beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa a few weeks ago. Most of the time they're winning by 15 or 20. LSU, you may be seeing history in the making. Tiger is back. Yeah, Tiger Woods. He won the Chevron Invitational, 18 players. His first win in a couple of years. I got to give him his credit, though. I didn't like that swing he's working on, but he looks like he's got control of his game, and he's healthy. Well, let's talk about the NFL. The Jills, a.k.a. the Bills. Remember this? You Sports Illustrated fans? Aha, Stampede. The Bills went 3-0 after a whipping New England. Unbelievable. That has turned, though. They went from 3-0, headline of Sports Illustrated, to 5-2. Like Syracuse, their buddies from Syracuse, Central New York, they've lost 5 in a row. Now they're 5-7. goodbye. Chan Gailey, I'm going to do an impersonation on him next week about the Bills play. We'll do that next week. But good old Chan, I don't know what the problem is. The problem is you're not going to make the playoffs for 12 years. And I credit some of you Bills fans in the Finger Lakes. You were smart. You stayed home. You didn't go to the Ralph yesterday. We didn't see it on TV. Why? Because there was no sellout. Congratulations, you Bills fans. You're finally getting some smart pills in that body of yours. Way to go. The Gills are a complete joke, as they have been for 12 years. How about Green Bay? Giants, give Giants credit. They left their heart on the field. Was not a defensive struggle. But tell me something. Be honest. Look in the mirror. Look in this camera. 58 seconds ago, game tied. You knew it, and I knew it. Green Bay was going to find a way to win. What's up with the prevent defense? Sending 3 guys after Rodgers with 58 seconds to go. Put some pressure on that dude. Down the field. Like Jimmy Seneca throwing passes to the dog. You knew they were going to lose. And they did. 38-35. The good news is everybody in the Giants division got beat. How about Miami? Let's give kudos to Miami. They never gave up for Sperano, the coach. I applaud Miami. They're playing great. They killed my Raiders. Way to go, Miami. Steelers, Gordy Heinzen's team, they toy with the Bungles called the Bengals. Not even a matchup. Steelers just too good for that team. The Jets find a way to win. How about Tebow? The magic continues. They're like a Las Vegas act. He keeps on winning. And I want to tell you something, folks. The 49ers continue to play great football. And they yawner tonight. Even Jimmy Seneca, the president and owner of FingerLakes1.com, with his graphic skills and his writing skills, would have a hard time convincing the local media to watch tonight's game. Why is it? Mike Tirico, Gruden, and Jaws Jaworski, they better be at their best. San Diego versus Jacksonville, 2 losing teams on Monday Night Football. All right, you trivia buffs, go back and tell me the last time that has been showcased on Monday Night Football. UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. It's ugly. San Diego, Jacksonville, Monday Night Football. What a bore. My buddy Mike Cotillo, who was in the studios for the Dog and Paulie podcast a few weeks ago from the Fair Lakes Times, writes an op piece during Sunday's paper, or in Sunday's paper, about Boeheim should stay. I couldn't wait to get to my computer. I take the opposite view, with his ranting and his raving, calling them a pack of 1,000 lives, money grabbers. He was way out of order. He should be fired. Those are my views. Hopefully they'll print my reaction to Mr. Cotillo's view that Boeheim should stay on as the head coach at SU basketball. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know something? You got to feel good about the persons of the week. Every time I think about something, I like to make sure that I publicize it, and today is no exception. My persons of the week are the William Smith Heron soccer team. Yes, they met their nemesis, Messiah. They didn't make it, but I got to tell you, they had a fabulous year up in Geneva. So kudos goes out to the William Smith Heron soccer team. Fantastic. And who says Seneca Falls doesn't stand up for women's rights? Understand that my classmate of 1963 vintage, Carol Ganzon, has been elected by the board of directors of the Seneca Falls Country Club as the new president to take effect January 1st, 2012. Carol, a classmate of the Dogs in 63. Why do I know that? She was with the smart crowd. I was with the pool-shooting dumb crowd. Her average was 96. She took Regents. The Dog took General, the easy route. Reverse the number, I was having an average around 69. Congratulations to Carol Ganzon, the first ever woman president of the Seneca Falls Country Club. Rah-rah, Seneca Falls, the home of women's rights. And a guy that I've known for many, many years, his mother-in-law lives with us at the school building that I live at. Peter Koch is saying goodbye. Peter Koch has been selling cars for 31 years. Peter, a Notre Dame graduate, a good guy. Very active in the community, has sold a zillion cars, and I wish him and his family nothing but the best on his retirement. Peter, you deserve some time off. Maybe you can check out Notre Dame a little closer now. Hey, by the way, folks, the Dog and Paulie podcast coming up Wednesday. The Dog won't be there. It'll be the Jim Senecrope and Paul Hellstrom show. It should be a lot of fun. And by the way, for the Dog and Paulie podcast, we got tons of guests scheduled. On the 14th, Pete Same, who just got beat in his election to continue as town supervisor, he will be with us in the studio for the full hour on the 14th. Pete Same. We've invited Diana Smith and Connie Sauer to join us from the village of Seneca Falls on the 21st. And then on the 28th, the Geneva Waterloo hockey team will make an appearance here in the studio. So we have an action-packed lineup for the month of December. Take care, everybody, and for all you Gills fans, remember this headline? Put a fork in it. That's a look at sports my way.